Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Jarvis, do you feel like you're doing a good job handling this matter?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. Do you think it's necessary that we're here today to discuss this?
I have no opinion on that.
Why wouldn't you have an opinion?
You know that I'm a big believer in the three branches of government, and I believe the legislative branch has its rights, as does the executive branch.
Well, when do you suspect that this problem will be resurrected or reconciled? We're all here today. This is time-consuming. It's obviously important that we're here. I'm not sure you think it's important that we're here. But when can we count on you to have this problem solved so we don't have to have meetings like this?
Well, we are planning very soon, I cannot give you a specific date, to begin the enforcement of the camping regulation. We feel it is, we have given them plenty of time to come into compliance. We've given them plenty of warning. We're about to give them one more warning and recognition and notice, and then we will be enforcing the camping regulation.
Do you think that's the way it's handled across the country at various state parks, that if somebody wants to go in there, not pay their fee, set up a tent, and say they're protesting, that that's okay, that they can have about 100 days to sort that out?
Each of our First Amendment activities in places across the country are handled on a site-by-site, case-by-case basis.
And you think this one's being handled appropriately?
I do, sir.
Chief Lanier, is this costing the taxpayer any money as far as additional police force being brought in to handle problems?
We're using for the most part, we're using our Special Operations Division that normally handles protest on a daily basis, but we have had to pull overtime officers from the patrol districts and hold officers over so we don't have an impact in the community. So there has been a cost.
Are there people breaking laws that you're aware of?
And I know there's been arrests at the site by park police, and we've made some arrests out on the D.C. public space.
Okay. Is it patrolled at night if some citizen just wanted to walk through the park? Do you feel it's safe? You know, there's been allegations that there's improper use of toilet facilities, and I guess that would mean maybe going to the bathroom where you're not supposed to. If somebody did that out here on any of the other grasslands around the Capitol or near the White House, I assume they'd be arrested?
On D.C. public space, it is prohibited.
Okay. And so that's a problem that's going on in McPherson Park?
I would defer to Dr. Akhtar, who's done the walkthrough, but it's my understanding that there has been some issues with that, yes.
Okay. So it seems like if everybody was doing their job, we wouldn't be here today. If there's laws being broken and people were being arrested and these problems were being resolved as they happened, it shouldn't take 100 days to fix that problem.
Well, I can sympathize a little bit with the process of getting gradual compliance, because you have to do that and then deal with the courts in that case. So I can sympathize a bit with the responses we've had to take with demonstrations in the city in the past.
Dr. Akhtar, what do you feel are the health risks for not just the people protesting, but just average citizens that want to use the facility? Are their rights being infringed upon?
I, again, appreciate the opportunity. Health risks are real to the protesters themselves and to the people at large. And I say this is not only because of the sanitary conditions that exist in the park, but also because people go back and forth. The virus, the bacteria, and the others don't know any boundaries. There are homeless people in the mix who may have infectious disease. And so that really creates an environment that's not healthy, not only for the protesters, but for the residents and rest of us who are visiting or live in the city.
Okay. So you feel that it's unsafe, the situation that has arisen here over the past 3 months?
It's a high-risk situation that's in the center of our city. And I think, with all due respect to my colleagues here from the federal government, I think the big issue is lack of clarity on jurisdiction.
Okay.
Federal government has a jurisdiction over the area. If they are allowed to stay, we better provide them the facilities and services that are needed for them to be healthy and for the community to be healthy.
And who should pay for that?
I think if the federal land, the federal government should pay for it.
Oh, so the taxpayer should pay for it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Somebody has to pay for these things. If we are allowing people to stay, my question is, this is nation's capital. We are the United States of America. And people are living in suboptimal conditions where they're putting themselves at risk, and they're putting the rest of the community at risk, and nobody is really taking full responsibility for providing the services to them, so it falls by default on D.C. government for us to step in and try to do the things, try to do the cleanup after the fact, whether they, whereas there need to be the facilities right on the front end. If these people are going to stay any length of the time, I submit to you all that we provide them the services that they need so they could be healthy and they should not pose any risk to our community.
And the point is that there's laws being broken. We've established that today. There's camping laws being broken. People are violating laws about urinating on Capitol property. But Mr. Jarvis doesn't think there's a problem here, and he thinks he's doing a good job. And I think maybe we all shouldn't be sitting here today if everybody was doing their job. So clearly, we've got a little bit of work to do. I'm out of time. Thank you. I yield back.